NCIS is having its biggest crossover yet, with a 3-show crossover even between NCIS, NCIS Los Angeles, and NCIS Hawaii. This special has been hyped up over the last few months now, but recently we got more information about it. More specifically, we learned that it's going to be like an MCU crossover event. But how? Well, stay tuned to today's video as we discuss this crossover and everything you need to know about it. First up, NCIS and NCIS Los Angeles and NCIS Hawaii stars preview the 3-show crossover is like the MCU. The biggest and best NCIS crossover is just around the corner, with a 3-way event targeted to be the NCIS's biggest crossover yet. The 3-way event is going to follow a group of people being targeted by a mysterious yet highly trained hitman. This hitman is targeting various members of the NCIS, and the entire crew needs to get together from around America to make sure everyone is safe. The mood on the set of the very first NCIS 3-show crossover was surprisingly light. There was upbeat funk music playing around the set of NCIS Los Angeles star LL Cool J was singing along. NCIS's Hawaii's Vanessa Lackey was dancing, and NCIS's Wilmer was talking about how he recently binge-watched House of Cards and was blown away by the phenomenal acting. Inside the NCIS LA headquarters were Chris O'Donnell and Gary Cole, full of smiles. However, someone in the distance then called out action and the entire mood changed. No one was smiling, joking around, or even dancing, because it was time for all the actors to get serious and film the last hour of the 3-hour episode crossover event between the 3 NCIS series. This crossover event is going to see all 5 characters share the screen for the first time and finally blend all of the NCIS shows all together at once. Lackey told EW on the set of Los Angeles episode that it was the first time that they were all in the bullpen together, and they were really trying to break down what was going on. It was a big day for everyone on set, and this was the first time they all had acted on screen with one another. They continued by saying that they were all doing something that has never been done before in the history of NCIS, and that is bringing all 3 of the shows finally together at once. It would have been amazing if Nola was still around, and it could have been all 4 of them. A little quad of television series, but it's really an honor to be a part of the entire series now. In this brand new crossover event, all of the fan favorite agents from each series finally going to team up to solve a huge case and a heart-pounding storyline that will intertwine all 3 of the series. In this storyline, they will attempt to take down a mysterious threat from a hitman who is targeting several of their agents. The story begins when one of the team members from each of the different NCIS divisions comes together in Washington, D.C. to celebrate a beloved federal law enforcement training center professor who taught multiple members of each specific squad. On the eve of this specific celebration, the professor is sadly found dead of an apparent suicide, but all of his former students immediately suspect foul play, as this is completely out of character for the professor. Whilst investigating his past and what really went on, they surprisingly enough uncover a mysterious hitman. The more they dig into this mystery, the bigger targets their back become, and the hitman draws closer. When members of the team are suddenly kidnapped out of the blue, the agents end up assembling together to take down this assassin and protect their own. More on-set antics. The EW ended up catching the rest of the cast filming on an early October morning, where they saw Lackey's character take control of the entire case after all of the others tried to assume some sort of authority. Lackey says that they are the special agent in charge of Hawaii, and I get to talk to Todd and Chris's characters and Gary's characters and Wilmer's character and stand literally beside them, demand all of the respect, and take over leadership. She's a badass woman with a very warm heart that has to command all of these strong men with grace and humor, and it was a cool moment for her on set. She laughed and added that she loves her job. On set, the interviewer got to see all 5 leaders of their respective shows battle for authority, and it was really thrilling for them. They're all larger than life on their own turfs, but now they're all together in one specific moment that fans have been dying to see for years now. The reality is better than anyone could have ever imagined, as all of their personalities clash in such a perfect way. It's a huge tradition to figure out the chain of command amongst each show, but it's been thrown up in the air in this special, as each person has a different position within the NCIS, and it ultimately gets all mixed up. It's a really interesting moment to see, and we can't wait to see it play out on screen when the special airs. It feels like everyone is coming into someone else's home and telling them what to do. There is a specific chain of command that they were used to before this crossover, but in the special event meant they have to figure out who is going to lead the entire division. The specific scene we have been talking about takes place in the third and final hour of the entire crossover event, but it's actually the first time that the entire cast of 5 actors have been in the same scene together, and they were all keeping it cool, talking about how awesome it is finally getting there. One said that it's all like the superheroes are all coming together for the first time in history, and it's extremely ironic. Other cast members marveled about how it felt like it should have happened years ago, but that it's a real tribute to the trajectory of all these 3 shows, especially to honor the mothership after 20 years of the original NCIS. It's like how Batman and Superman interact. One actor who was extremely surprised at how well the entire cast of 5 actors got along and how quickly they got into the swing of things whilst filming was LL Cool J. He said it felt like we've been doing this for years together, not as separate groups, but all at one. This was really special. He said there will be action, there will be thrills, and there will be roller coaster rises throughout the entire special. All of the chills and the fun, as well as the craziness that they are used to, is brought to a 10, and all of the characters have to deal with it as they finally interact as one. It's awesome to see how all the personalities interact, as it's like how Batman and Superman interact in the comic books, or how in the Marvel Universe, all of the different superheroes interact, he said. He went on to say how seeing all of these characters from the entire NCIS universe come together in one way, and seeing how they communicate and connect is going to be really interesting on screen, and he cannot wait to see how excited fans will be when it finally airs on television. All of the actors involved in the special know how long it's taken to finally see a 3-show crossover come to fruition and why it's taken so long in the first place. Each actor can't stop praising the excitement for this moment, but they really know how long fans have been badly asking for this crossover. O'Donnell said that it's logistically a really challenging thing for the entire production team, and it's really rough on the various writers of the series. Not only do they have to make one storyline that goes throughout 3 episodes on 3 different series, but they've also got to keep their own show going and come up with a storyline for when you are missing on all of your main actors. It's a huge challenge to get through, but it's one thing that they finally figured out, and all of the credit goes to the various writers and production team members that were finally able to make it all work. He wrapped up with a laugh by saying whoever figured out the shooting schedule needed a big golden star, as it was awesome to see all finally click. Bringing together all 3 shows for one huge event meant that they need to make a cast that was much more personal and bigger than anything they have ever encountered in their respective series. Somebody who's out for the heads of everybody on the team means that there is a huge challenge that is not just for one particular squad or team of the NCIS, as one squad wouldn't be able to handle. LL Cool J went on to say that it's a larger threat than any of the teams have normally had to deal with, and geographically, it's a threat that spans multiple regions, so it takes the entire trifecta of NCIS teams to get it down. All 3 of them have to come together to deal with it, and there is a really important NCIS member who goes missing as well, so it gets crazy later down the line in the 3-episode special. And that's all we had to say about the NCIS crossover event and how the stars have previewed this 3-show crossover like it's an MCU crossover event. From the interviews alone, you can see how huge this crossover is going to be and how much depth the storyline is going to have. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on this NCIS crossover event, as well as anything else we have spoken about in today's video. And that's all we have to discuss about the latest NCIS crossover event and what went on behind the scenes in today's video. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please let us know in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like this video, of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching. Bye!